Yeah, there's no like better place to be, is there, than just like hanging out in the ocean with your friends. The sun's going down, nice little wave. They're just the best days, aren't they? They're what we all live for.
Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm Leighton. On today's episode, we speak to Hannah Brand from Surf in England.
Yeah, she was really good. She had loads of information. She knew exactly what she was talking about. Tells us about how surfing's going to change, with the wave being there, how they can train so
much.
Well,
I didn't know much about Surf in England before this podcast, so because they're quite new.
You don't know much about anything.
Yeah, no, I don't. But they're quite a new organisation, so they've kind of formed from three other governing bodies in the UK, haven't they?
Well, they're not a new. They've been going since 2010, but it took them a good long time before they were recognised properly as the surfing body for.
But it was a really interesting one anyway, wasn't it?
Really good interview. We hope you enjoy it, and we'll be back after this.
With the Sport England kind of designated national governing body for the sport of surfing in England, and that to cover all disciplines from body surfing right up to longboarding and stand-up paddleboard as well. So that keeps us pretty busy. We look after grassroots surfing right up to elite level surfing and people sort of heading off all around the world competing, ISA World Championships and so on. And then we've got a kind of whole membership network of individuals, surf schools, coaches, surf clubs right across England. It's pretty huge. We're a small team of just like 5 of us, but just over 3 full-time equivalent. It's exciting. It's busy. It's always spinning plates, but good fun.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot to do. So what is your on the grassroots? Where do you start? Where do people approach you? How do they get in contact?
Yeah, I mean, most of the people sort of find us on social media. That's pretty huge now, and we're just kind of seeing growth across all of the channels we use, and that's a super helpful tool because obviously you don't have to spend, don't have to have huge marketing budgets. But otherwise, a lot of surfers, they'll come in via the surf schools, they're taking their first lessons, and we've got about 45 accredited surf schools across England. So you can kind of check on our website, find your closest accredited school and head to them for a lesson. We issue them with packs. So there's kind of Surfing England branding then on the beach. Really good relationships there with the surf schools. Like, obviously this year has had a lot of challenges, and it's been really great for Surfing England to be really on it with the kind of leadership and coronavirus guidance changes, quick reading it, absorb it, turn it around, get it back out, and great to see the community open up and have a really busy staycation summer.
Yeah, and you're based down in Braunton, Croyd, is that where you're based, down that way?
Yeah, that's it. We've got a little office next to the Museum of British Surfing, so that's a really nice little tie-in, and a great venue too. They're so hot on switching up the exhibitions, so it's a real nice kind of little hub of surfing in Braunton. But it's been a strange time. Everyone's been kind of remote working across England, but making a move next week back towards normal office life. A little bit of that anyway.
I suppose that's kind of good. You can obviously work from home. We don't at all because we're tradesmen. But I get the feeling like working from home is quite a nice thing to do. So you got some people that join the surf school. Does the surf school themselves put them forward as maybe these are really good? They got like a natural talent, and like what is the progression to become not necessarily a pro surfer, but a competing surfer?
I'd say there's definitely those coaches on the ground are so valuable to us in terms of spotting and identifying talent, and then they can kind of link them up. Some local surf clubs run their own little kind of competitions, and that's a lovely entryway in rather than turning up to a sort of national event. We've been sort of really lucky to work in the last few years with Rip Curl on a Grom search. And the whole aim of that is kind of working with Rip Curl to identify, future talent. And then aside from that, we've got our English National Championships, which divisions start as young as kind of under 12s. And that's where, normally, again, it's everyone and anyone can enter. We're having to kind of scale it back for this autumn due to sort of numbers and requirements. But yeah, we're kind of super friendly and look always up for, identifying sort of talent. And I'd also say sort of Team England, the squads, there's always wildcard applications available. So, if there's people that haven't been picked up or, maybe they've not actively kind of approached us before, they can put in a wildcard application with some sort of video of them surfing and try and sort of get onto one of the squads.
So is there the next Kelly Slater in any new Groms coming through? Is there anyone like you'd like to kind of say, or do you don't want to be biased, or whether what talents do we need to look out for UK surfing now?
Yeah, there's definitely some really good talent in the pool, for sure. And we want to see more English surfers on the world stage. That is where we want to be. It's kind of a little bit chicken and egg for us. We're trying to sort of real push to get some core funding, because at the moment we don't receive core funding. We've just got some commercial sort of partners and then our base of members, which we're super lucky to have. But we need to get core funding to get proper performance pathways. But facilities like the Wave opening, it's just really game changing in terms of a space where surfers can really practice and perfect maneuvers. It's going to be huge. We expect to see more surfers, but some of the talent coming up is awesome in the girls and the boys, respectively. Really exciting time. So
you said about the Wave then, and I know you've got you're launching is it a competition? Is it?
So we this is what I said at the beginning, Surfing England, we do a bit of everything and anything, all sorts of stuff goes on. But another key sort of area of focus for us is adaptive surfing, which is essentially disability surfing, and ambitions are one day to see it in the Paralympics, a bit like how surfing's going in as a demonstration sport. Well, should have already been in and done this year, but all eyes on it for next year. But yeah, it's an adaptive surfing competition at the Wave on the 3rd of October, and just hugely exciting. The venue's been built to be as accessible and inclusive to all, and we just can't wait, to get up there. And that'll be sort of anyone from UK and international competitors will be welcomed, as long as they can meet those isolation requirements by the UK government.
Oh, that's brilliant. I did see on your social media, actually, you were there day before yesterday. I can't remember. I don't know what day it is, to be honest. They all go into one now, don't they? I think it was yesterday. I saw Surfing England was there, and it looked like, from what I saw, some of the photos, it looked like there's some amazing talent coming through. Yeah, was that the junior team were there? Was that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they were up there sort of just getting a training session in, before heading back to school. So 27 of the squad made it, and just they're loving it. And they really get a chance, you can see exactly what's going on when they're surfing the Wave as well. It's not like when you're stood on a beach with, a long lens camera and you're like, what's going on right out there? You're on top of the action, stood on the pier. And they're all just stoked on the Wave, really loving working with the Wave on that. And the junior squad have got the support of Dry Rope on board, and that's just been fantastic as well, just to mean we can, get more training camps and sessions going.
Yeah. Does that, I know there's been Surf Snowdonia and stuff, but somewhere like the Wave that is closer to, say, where you're based, do you think that is going to have a big impact on the surfing talent coming through in the future? More places like that help get the UK onto the international scene, because it's difficult, isn't it? How the amount of times that you could hold competitions in the UK, and then it comes to the day and it's just completely flat, and it's just oh right, this again.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, know that headache very well of spending, days and days studying forecasts and going, if that weather system moves in a day early, it's going to cause us huge issues, or, looking at jumping locations last minute. It's definitely the biggest challenge of planning and organising surf competitions, which we don't have in Bristol. But like, I can only see it positively, being really positive for that surfing community. And we really hope to be in a place where we've kind of can run sessions up there for, squads. It will be huge. It will be great.
Well, going back to what you said about the junior team and when they're surfing, you could actually see them. So you've got a better position to film their surf, so they can actually look back on it and go, "Oh, this is what I needed to do there." So the actual kind of progression in their practice is going to be like a total game changer for the UK now. When I saw you on Instagram, the level of surfing, they were just absolutely incredible. Like, I only wish I could surf like that. And they, like you said, they're still at school. That is just, they must be the coolest kids in school. What I know the wave has different level settings on like a different type of wave. What type of wave were they surfing? Because for anybody that doesn't know, that there is, it starts, if you're not a beginner, it starts at intermediate, then advanced plus, and then expert. So what level were they surfing at juniors?
Yeah, and they've all sort of surfed it all the way up. And, some of them were kind of really lucky in those early periods where they were testing it to, be on their kind of road testing, some of those more, expert sort of settings. It just kind of depends what they've got scheduled on the day. That was a little bit of okay, we've got an opportunity to turn a training session around. Let's get on it. Let's do it. But they're all, like, I'd say pretty much they're all competent, on the expert setting and can shred on it. And, we all look at them and think, God, I would like to be surfing that well.
It's just comes so, well, it looks like it comes so naturally to them because they're, young. And, I suppose when you're young, you just pick stuff up a lot quicker. It's really irritating.
It's irritating looking back at it, isn't it? That you go, oh, this wasn't around when I was at school or anything like that.
It's a long time ago.
It has taken a long time for you guys to be like fully recognised, though, hasn't it? I was reading it took about 7 years. Is that right?
There's sort of been history. That was an interesting kind of learning that coming into the organisation a few years ago. And we've been kind of surfing England for, I think we're sort of coming up now to kind of 4 years recognised by Sport England, something like that, 3 or 4 years. Before that, it was kind of, there was British Surfing Association and Surfing GB and English Surf Federation. And it's all, I think that's a thing that's left a level of confusion there. And, we've just been like striving really hard to establish ourselves, we're Surfing England, we're the national governing body in England, like we want to do the best for the sport, and just really trying to get people to understand who we are, what we do, and our remit is English surfing. It's like you say, there's history, and it's just great now seeing more people on board recognizing us and saying, that's Surfing England, they're the ones who look after this stuff.
So when the Olympics comes around, then is it you guys will be taking the team? Is that right? You'll be training them, or is there someone else that be doing that? Like, I don't really know how it works with the Olympics, because obviously this is going to be the first time that surfing has been in it.
Yeah, so with that, there is British surfing. So they have kind of been set up because of a need for, it has to be a GB team for the Olympics. And each country, as it is, has kind of got their own federation. So, we're Surfing England, and then there's the Welsh Surfing Federation, Scottish Surfing Federation, Channel Islands Surfing Federation. We all feed into British surfing. So kind of each country runs their own nation. So this is just how it works at the minute. Each country runs their own national championships, and then those kind of top surfers will go to compete at the British Championships, and the British team will be formed from that event. It's all like super new to everyone, you know, because of this need again for this GB team. It's just trying to identify, you know, the best and fairest way. But for Surfing England, like, our clear priority is that the best surfers from the UK go, you know, no matter what country they're from, the priority is just those top level athletes who are going to perform the best on the world stage.
And where are the best surfers in the UK at the moment?
That's a cruel question.
I know it is.
It's going to be England.
Yeah. Well, I think I have to have some natural bias, don't I? I work for Surfing England. Who knows? Again, like, what's going to have happened in people's performance levels, like, from coronavirus. You know, it's people that are usually spending a lot of time abroad, like traveling, surfing, getting that experience, been stuck at home. You know what UK surf is like.
Yeah,
it's not consistent.
I've noticed on my own surfing level through coronavirus, my surfing level's gone down and my weight has gone up. So it's not a good one. Do you surf yourself?
Yeah, I do. For me, it's about just getting into the ocean, into the natural environment, and it's very much a place to chill out and mellow out. So I'm not into the kind of competing for the wave, and would always sort of, for me, it's like I'll compromise on sitting right on the peak, just from there to have a good time and chill out and enjoy that whole therapeutic side of the ocean.
That's exactly the same as us. We're very, very average, and so we just do it for the love of it. Like the competing side of it and shredding up a wave is just far beyond our ability.
There's no like better place to be, is there, than just like hanging out in the ocean with your friends. You know, the sun's going down, nice little wave. They're just the best days, aren't they? They're what we all live for.
Is that your favourite time to surf as well, at sunset?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I would say so. And you know that thing when you're in the water and you go, just one more wave, and the sun has set, it's getting dark, and you're going, I should get out. But and then it gets to that point in the day where you can only just about see, doesn't it? And you're going, is that a lump coming towards me? Like, can I catch that? I love that time of day. It's just beautiful. Yeah,
see, the only problem is when we do that, we've then got an hour and a bit to drive back in the dark afterwards, which is a bit soul destroying sometimes.
Emergency stops for fish and chips, is it?
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah, you know how hungry you are after surfing, all that energy that's been used up. So it's interesting you say about the surfing at sunset, because that's our favourite time to surf as well. And we've interviewed a guy called Night Surfer, and he said that's his ideal time. It's just very strange that is the best time of day for surfers.
I got a friend that calls it a spiritual one. Apparently, it's very. It's very spiritual that time of day, apparently, is what he reckons anyway. But that definitely is it's a question amongst a lot of surfers, which is that night time, that going into night. So whereabouts do you normally surf then, Hannah?
I've been sort of down in Dorset because of lockdown, but normally live up in North Devon and moving back up there next week, which is exciting to get in the sea a lot more. Normally head down to kind of Croyd if I'm feeling like, chasing a bit more of a kind of munchy wave, or just mellowing out at Saunton, or sometimes even I just head down to the mid-beach in Woolacombe, because yes, you're kind of compromising on the wave a little bit, but for me it's just getting that space to myself in the ocean to have the headspace and the time out, live like working in the kind of surf industry, like you're in it all the time. So that's for me why it has to be just like, it's to chill out when I get in the water.
So what type of board are you surfing then? Or have you got a few boards depending on the day?
Yeah, got a few. Yeah, got a kind of shorter board, but still a nice bit of volume to it. And then sort of slightly more like mini Mao, so just those fly high days when you're just kind of cruising around. I'd quite like to try some longboarding out as well, which I see a lot of people going down those avenues, just
we
cruisy mellow.
It's I don't know if it's because we're older and we're just lazy. It's just really mellow. It's just there's no, like, I'm not being funny. I looked at some of the younger guys on the Surfing England page, and I was thinking, if I'd moved like that, I'd pull my back out for 3 days. I can't move like that. I like to move slowly on the wave and just take your time and stuff like that. But it's definitely longboarding is.
Was it like elegant, isn't it? But there is an elegancy to both kind of the shortboard and the longboard. Like when you see the Surfing England Instagram posts and those guys just look like they are part of that wave, just totally tearing the thing up. Everything is natural. And then when you're down at Saunton is a lovely like longboard wave. And when you're down there and you see somebody popping up on a lovely longboard and just gliding over the wave, it's almost like they're flying. It's just so stunning.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, it's beautiful to watch, isn't it? And like you say, just completely kind of different. And we're really excited. Actually, we're announcing tomorrow, so I don't. This is not going out today.
No, this will go out next. I'll probably put it out next Monday or the Monday after.
Yeah, we're sort of announcing anyway to run the rest of the English National Championship. So we're actually going to have like a whole day of longboard surfing down at Watergate Bay, one of the days, 10th or 11th of October. And just really looking forward to that. Normally, and it is one of these challenges for Surfing England, people do see us quite often as shortboard, and it's something we have to address is, ensuring coverage of other disciplines within the sport. So we're really looking forward to a day of longboard competition and hope as many of that community as possible kind of join us down at Watergate.
What was the date of that again?
Yeah, so it's the 10th to 11th of October. We're running some of the remaining divisions of the English National Surfing Championships. So it's, the chance to get a 2020 title. In effect, normally they run in May. But yeah, we're on the beach in October, and so that'll be men's and women's and under 18s longboard. And then the other day is going to be Grom divisions of shortboard. So one day of the little grommets ripping around, chasing about, and another day of mellow, elegant, cruisy, longboarding.
Oh, it sounds like a great weekend. We'll have to try and head down for that.
How do you find that then with teaching the younger guys and everything? I know they're with surf schools and with Surfing England. How do you? Because I've been in the water with some of them. Some of them are nice as anything. Some of them have got quite, and I don't want to say arrogance, but there is an arrogance about some of them. When they're really good.
That's going to be a kid thing, though, isn't it? Look how good I am. I'm better than you.
Yeah, I know.
Are you sure you're just not jealous?
It might be jealousy. It might well be jealousy. But how is it that you deal with their, like, if someone does start to have an attitude or someone has an arrogance to them, or what sort of teachings are in place from Surfing England to deal with those sort of things?
Yeah, I guess it is just trying to kind of level them off and just bring them down to earth a bit. And I think the coaches are kind of really good at that. They're used to they deal with cheeky groms day in, day out. Just trying to bring them down to earth. I mean, from our side, we had a training day in February up at the Wave in Bristol with the juniors, and one chap happened to be booked into the session that they were all surfing in. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, this guy is going to come out and be like, this is not what I asked for, the Team England junior squad in the Wave with me. But he came out and he was just praising them. He was they were really courteous, they were friendly, I really enjoyed it. And we were all kind of oh, wicked, and it's something I'd say we look for when selecting our teams. They have to be a cohesive team, in and out the water, being on the beach, waving the English flag, you're cheering each other on, that is so important to just group dynamics, isn't it? So I'd say it's definitely something that you have to kind of consider. Surfing's a weird one because you can obviously go off and do a lot of competition independently, on the QS and so on. But for us, team dynamic is really important, and good sort of personalities and qualities. Yeah,
that's really nice to hear because, as I said, there is quite a few of them out there that have been, a little bit. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully here. What I call them?
Little brats.
Little brats. Yes, let's just call them that. I've been around some of them, and you just get you know, you need to get fins across your face or something like that every now and then. But it's
you're
really
just
nice
in the
to
way.
hear that.
That's all it is. You're just in the way.
I'm just always in the way. But my wife says the same. You know, she tells me I'm always in the way as well. But it's just that it's that thing. It's nice to hear that, you know, you're installing like good values into them, and other people are coming back and saying they're so nice and so courteous, and that is really nice to hear. And I think that speaks volumes. That speaks more than anything we can say on that. Is someone else coming back and going, you know what, I surfed with the Surfing England kids and they were lovely.
Well, yeah, they're representing UK surfing, aren't they? Yeah. So yeah, it's really important. Yeah. So where was your last surf session, and how did you find it? Was it a good one? Because we've had a couple of bad ones recently, haven't we? So
I want to talk about
it. And you're obviously going to know what this is like for a surfer. You just feel extremely annoyed with yourself until you get that next good surf session. So is the last surf session, is it one that you want to talk about, or is it a painful one?
No, it was a good one. I just, like I said, I've been kind of down in Dorset, and trying to kind of work out when things work down here is like another little minefield. You know, when the breaks get kind of surfed. But yeah, my last session was in at Putsborough. So there was like a bit of a gnarly kind of southwesterly. So yeah, had just like a couple of really, really fun waves that, you know, you just leave you grinning from ear to ear. And yeah, I'm just so looking forward to being back up in North Devon, you know, with regular surf. I'm always hopeful on the doorstep and get in a lot more.
And what about, one thing with the Surfing England and the coaches and stuff, what do you do when there is no surf? How do you train the kids? How do you keep it going then?
Oh, train at the wave.
That's it now. Yeah, I've answered the.
Yeah.
It's a long way to go for some of them, though, isn't it? You know, it's that's what I mean. Is there sort of are they given like training routines and stuff? You know, is it quite strict, or is it just very relaxed? How it goes?
Yeah, but again, we're quite you know, volunteer led. Like I was saying, we've only got 5 employees in the organisation and just over 3 sort of full-time equivalent. And this is the thing, you know, I'm just talking to you now and you're probably going, these guys do a lot of stuff. How does it actually kind of tune down? So with the sort of squads and the team sort of management and coaches, a lot of those people are volunteers, and we could not do it without them. You know, they're amazing and so supportive. And again, the place we want to get to is regular training sessions and more support. But until we kind of get, you know, we just need to get a little bit further forward with like Sport England and UK Sport to be in a position to do that. But I'd say when we do come together, like we've been covering sessions like with a sports psychologist from Bristol UE as well, and just trying to kind of bring in all these different elements. We've had, you know, a guy who's doing strength and conditioning, and he does breath training with them and how to kind of focus the mind, and, you know, a bit of yoga, just really trying to draw on not just the surfing, all those other kind of aspects that come into it. Like what we were just saying about, you know, personality, and
yeah.
We like them to be nice kids.
Yeah, please be nice to people. You're representing us. Yeah.
Well, also it's good to, like, as we know, surfers, being a surfer is a lifestyle, isn't it? So if you're going to help them become a healthy surfer, you know, that's just going to impact their entire life. It's going to be really nice for them. Not that I like talking about money because I'm really tight anyway, but I just something I'm interested in, because we've gone to the Wave and it's not somewhere we can go that much because it's kind of expensive, isn't it? But you know, it's better than no waves at all. So do the Wave give like a discount for the junior team and allow them to train, or because I can imagine it could be quite expensive for them if they need to train quite a bit? Yeah,
so the Wave have been aligned with sort of Surfing England for like the last 3 years. You know, it's not like a new thing, and they've been particularly focused on, you know, adaptive surfing, and have been like instrumental in getting adaptive surfing going and sort of recognised in England. So, you know, when they finally opened, we were like, you know, we don't just want to kind of lose this link. How do we work together? So yeah, we get in touch with them about kind of squad training sessions, and they help us out a little bit, make it, you know, more affordable, essentially. It's I mean, and that's what that venue is there to do as well. You know, they're there to kind of push and develop surfing. And therefore, it's not just Surfing England they work with. I think they link with some of the other NGBs as well.
Yeah, I think I was chatting to a guy from Surfing Wales there today. He was over talking to them as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so, but as I said before, I think that's going to be a massive game changer. I think you're going to see progression, like, just go off the charts now with like the way that it's they can get so many waves per minute, per minute per hour.
Yeah, their wave count's
going to go through the roof, and they're just going to get better and better and better. So what do you see, or what do you envision, or would you like to happen with UK surfing over the next, say, 5 years? With now they can train at the wave. Now there's going to be more opportunities. Where is surfing? What's the 5-year plan for Surfing England? Where do they want it to go, and what do they want to achieve?
Yeah, I think it's just more athletes on the world stage, and that's those like juniors and the groms that are coming up. That's the seniors who are there at the minute, and the adaptive surfers like too. And like I say, it's not just the sort of shortboard we look at. It's the longboard too, and there's some fantastic like longboarders in the UK that do really well on the world stage. So that would be it. More surfers on the kind of QS. Ultimately like more surfers on the WSL tour, and getting up there at those ISA World Championships. I mean, your ultimate goal would be Olympic medal. Like, of course, that's where it just has to be. That has to be the dream and the real ambition. And we'll figure that way out to get there.
We got asked a question a while ago. Someone asked about the WSL, because it's all changed now, and it's supposed to be easier for wildcards to get in. So is that something you can, is that something you've got where you could put someone forward to that from, Surfing England or Surfing UK would put someone forward for a wildcard on the WSL or something like that?
Yeah, so generally the kind of surfers go onto like a little bit more of a kind of individual basis than like through the NGB. But of course, we'd be there with like letters of support and be, keen to kind of push for that. I think it's going to be really interesting seeing the kind of new format take shape in 2021. Yeah. At the minute we're still trying to kind of figure it out and understand it. Like our
like everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, for us, it's the main kind of big ones that we go to as teams is the ISA, like World Championships, the World Adaptive Championships, and longboard and shortboard sort of championships. But ultimately, more surfers kind of onto that WSL as well.
It's like, I just want to say congratulations to you and the team at Surfing England. As you said, there was only 5 of you. Is that right? That's a massive amount of work for 5 people.
It is, isn't it?
So yeah, congratulations! Like, I know you have a lot to do, and anything that does any good for surfing the UK, and we were just going to absolutely champion, aren't we? So, like, congratulations of all that. I know you got a lot coming up now with the Olympics and things like that. So, for people that are listening and might want to help or get involved, is there something they can do? And if so, how do they contact you?
Yeah, I mean, we'd say we're very much like a membership organisation as well, and we're hugely grateful to everyone that is a member of Surfing England, and that directly supports us. And for members, we offer insurance with membership as well, so you get that when surfing in England, and it covers you at places like the Wave Bristol, and also when you're anywhere in the world surfing. It's just some people are like, oh, I've got travel insurance. Like, no, not quite travel insurance.
I might
surfing.
Need surfing insurance. I'm always hurting myself.
Yeah. But yeah, we massively just appreciate like all of our kind of clubs and schools and coaches as well that are on board. It hugely sort of means a lot to us. And then just sort of commercial partnerships too are brilliant. And we just couldn't do what we do without that support of the members and the kind of partners. And the more members, the better for us. Like, we're launching a new membership system very soon as well, which is just going to make you sign up like slick and easy. People would say, I don't even know you do membership, and it's because the process is so clunky. It's almost embarrassing to say we do. So that will be something that's changing, and you'll see on our kind of social media, we'll be stepping up sort of marketing around that. But we want to kind of work with our partners too, and include some great things to sort of get involved in. Like we worked with the drive-in cinema recently, and ran some kind of tickets for people to get to for that. There's benefits there for the members as well.
So what is a membership cost? I know you said you get insurance with it, but what is the average cost for a membership?
Yeah, for an adult, it's £25 for a year. So
amazing.
You break it down. It's not a lot of money, and all of that goes into English surfing, and just helps us grow and be able to kind of do more. That is it. £25. It's just sort of that's challenging people. Why are you not a member already?
Yeah, it's not even cost of a set of fins, is it? Really,
it's a bargain, isn't it?
It's that's an absolute brilliant cost. So where can you? I know you've said before, but where can you be found on social media? What's your address? What's your web address is, and where can people go to find you?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Surfing England, and our website is www.surfingengland.org. That's also going to be sort of getting updated and changed later this year too. So yeah, we've just made some really big strides forward in 2020. Kind of, it's been like lockdown and not so many events maybe, but we've just still been kind of really, really sort of chomping at the bit to get stuff done that's going to help us, long term, like 10 years down the line. We want to be in a different place with a bigger team, with more support, for the squads, more people surfing in a safe way as well, because that's obviously always, one of the crunch points is teaching etiquette along the way.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think lockdown, could have done you a bit of a favour by giving you that time to get all the office work together and get everything moving forwards in different areas. So, I think it's only going to get bigger and better from, as you're saying, from here on out.
Yeah, it's admin, isn't it? Nobody wants to do admin,
Nobody wants to do admin all the time, do they? But yeah.
Well, Hannah, it sounds like it's a really exciting time in competitive surfing in the UK with, like we said, with the Wave and the Olympics. So I really appreciate your time and coming on and chatting to us today. So that was really good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us on. It's always great to chat to people and kind of share news of who we are and what we do. So thanks for the opportunity to get involved.
And thanks for talking to us, Hannah. That was I enjoyed that one. That was good.
Yeah, she was a nice lady.
Yeah, nice surfer. First female surfer on the show.
Yeah,
it's interesting. That's good.
Yeah,
we've got more lined up. So that's good. Loved the bit about the insurance if you become a member.
I didn't know that if you become a member of Surfing England, you get insurance as well.
So it actually covers, your insurance is really good value for money. So obviously you get to support the surfing community, the insurance, which is public liability insurance, and there's some personal accident benefits, and it will cover you from surfing anywhere in the world as well.
Did she say? She said it covers you at the Wave as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's surfing in England, isn't it? So
yeah. I could have done with that insurance, a lot of times actually.
People could do it on their boards.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you take your own board there, but that'll be another podcast.
Yeah.
So also you get money off of general travel insurance, gives you money off that. You get money off of magazine subscriptions for surfing magazines like the Carve Wavelength and Surf Girl magazine. You then have the right to compete in an event. So it just for value for money, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that's possible for that kind of money.
Yeah, I don't. It's. I think it should be more publicised across the UK of something like that, where you can get that and do that and get that value for money. And like you said, what is it, 25, 30 quid? I don't know. It's the price of a set of fins, or not even. Yeah, not even that. Yeah, not even a set of fins.
It'd be the set of fins that I buy because I'm really cheap.
But are you going to be all right spending 25, 30 quid on?
Well, it's for a whole year. That's about. I'm fine with spending money on something that's value for money.
Yeah,
that is just crazy cheap for everything. If you used all of those benefits, it would save you a fortune. So I'm down.
I don't think they're doing insurance, so they're hoping that you go and use it.
No, but the other benefits you get money off of other stuff, and like the magazine subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah, Hannah's going to be like, "Oh God, Leighton's on the phone again. Oh, I stubbed my toe this week. Can I get some money, please?" Idiot.
But what they're doing for a team of 5,
yeah,
that's
and
incredible.
the young surfers. I mean, if you go on their Instagram and check out some of their posts they've put up, some of the young guys coming through, they're absolutely incredible.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. Like we said in that, I'm not jealous at all, honestly.
You really are. They got an attitude problem. No, Pete, they're just really good at surfing.
Yeah.
Mate, they're better than you.
Young kid keeps paddling past me all the time when I'm waiting there. What's going on?
Isn't that what you said the other day?
What?
Like,
I say a lot of things.
Paddled past me and got like 4 waves to my 1.
Oh, there was some... so went down to Saunton last week and there was some dude and he was like absolutely motoring, and I saw while I was paddling out, he paddled back past me about 4 times. He was so fit. Like, it's like... So, I think we said we're going to do some... we're going to do some podcasts about that. We're going to do
paddle strength.
The next podcast is going to be about the wave, because we've both been to the wave and we wanted to talk about that. So we'll talk about that on the next one. And we're going to do one soon about paddle strength and fitness as well. Also, before we go, we have now Ocean Lube as well, which is to be added to the competition prizes for the September competition. So you will now win, if you send us a surf story by the end of September, some Green Stuff surf wax, some 6 Foot and Clean soap and body scrub, some
and West Coast cold water surf wax.
Yeah, and some Ocean Lube as well, which goes on your skin. It's wetsuit safe, and they are all eco-friendly products.
What does the Ocean Lube do? That stops you getting like rash, like what am I trying to say? Like salt burns. Does it stop you getting that? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so the Ocean Lube is an ocean-friendly anti-chafing cream. So, around your body parts that chafe when you're in a wetsuit. I know you've had it before. You've got out of the sea and you've looked like you've tried to hang yourself.
Yeah, I get really bad salt. Well, actually, that was my old wetsuit, which was 100% neoprene.
Yeah, bought in 1883 or
something like that.
Because you didn't replace it.
Yeah, I think the neck was like made out of sandpaper or something.
The neck was made out of a noose. Honestly, the amount of times we'd got out of surfing and someone had said to him, "Mate, if you tried to kill yourself or something,
yeah. Are you all right?
Are you all right?" Like, you're really concerned. Like, he used to get really bad, like neck.
I'm just sensitive.
I'm just going to leave that just as you said that. That's going to be the start of this episode.
That was a mistake.
I'm just sensitive. But
questions, Do we have some questions?
Yeah. Got one question from Sam Williams. He says, "Hey guys, I've been listening to your podcast since the start. Love it. I was down in Devon last week camping, and if it wasn't for you guys, I would have never have found Westward Ho. What a place, and the surf that was there last Thursday was pretty epic. Thanks, and keep doing what you're doing. One question I do have is, you briefly covered in an earlier episode, did you have a conscious moment when you realised you should go further out and catch better waves? This became apparent for me as I was paddling out, ended up in the impact zone, stayed there, catch a white water wave, which was fine for me. I still managed to get up and have fun. But when I came back in, it seemed to be a lot cleaner lines behind. Once I was in, I regretted not going out further and catching cleaner waves. Was there a moment that changed how you perceive this?"
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to put it down to a moment, isn't it? But it was over the course of a couple of sessions, I suppose, like 2 or 3 sessions where, you're in the white water and you're just getting pounded all the time. But you can stand up and stuff. And I think the way we got over it, which was total kind of by accident, we ended up going down on quite a small day.
Yeah.
And just naturally, just to get the power in the waves, you had to go out a little bit further. And because it was quite small, it wasn't that difficult. And then you're catching an unbroken wave. And it was like the serenity that's in that, and there's no white water. You just think, oh, if that is like that now, when the waves are bigger, if I paddle past the white water, I wonder if it's going to be the same out there. And it is, isn't it? It's like we've said on a podcast before. If you know that that's there, that like kind of tranquility at the back is there, and it is easier to surf out there as well. Like you just need to keep going and like have that confidence in yourself that that you can get out there, and when you get out there, like everything slows down, you can compose yourself and actually catch an unbroken wave. And because the unbroken wave, you'll be moving slightly quicker, it's more stable, there's no white water splashing up and getting in your face, so everything just seems a lot easier. So I would say just go on a smaller day, get at the back on a smaller day, and then if you're comfortable with doing that, and then you slowly work your way out the back on bigger days. Yeah,
it's consistency. The amount, if you're going down surfing once or twice a year, you're going to struggle. If you're not exercising in the meantime, in between the times you're going down there, you are going to struggle to get out. There's no way around that. You're going to find it hard. You're not going to be paddling fast enough to get into waves. You need to be going as much as possible. We've talked on here, there's places like the Wave now you can go to and you can get practice in. If you're further up the country, there's Surf Snowdonia. There's places around, there's more popping up that you'll be able to go and you can surf and get the practice in, put the hours in, get the wave count up. And once you have that confidence that you have the ability to surf and you can stand up on those waves, everything becomes a lot easier. It sounds a bit corny, but the way I think about it, the more I think about it, is surfing is quite a good metaphor for life. It's like that constant struggle of pounding and getting beaten over the head over and over again and paddling against the grain until you get out to that back of where you think you want to be out that back, and it's just peaceful and it's calm and everything.
Yeah, so you
only to travel all the way back to where you started from.
But yes, you got to put in the effort and be resilient, and just knowing that that's there as well. Knowing that when you get out there, it's not like you're going to be in really deep water, really far out in this washing machine white water. It's calmer when you're out there. So yeah, it's just the confidence for that, I suppose. Yeah.
That's the thing, that constant paddling and pushing against it, when you do get out to the back there, you have got time to just sit there on your board and just wait, and you can let waves pass you. But if you've used everything you've got getting out there, you can wait. You can sit out there on your board and wait for a bit, and then you can go back and then then paddle into your next wave, and then you've got to go. This is when your fitness comes into it. So once you've got out there once, I remember one of the first times I got out to the back, I got out once and it was such an effort to get out there. The next wave I got right the way back into the shore, and I went to go back out and I was just like, nah. Just stay around here for a while and just stay further in. But yeah, so I hope that answers your question. As we said, we are going to do an episode about paddle fitness, but that's at a later date. One more thing before we go. I noticed on Instagram there's one popped up, and it seems like it's going to be really good, actually. And it's called Secondhand Surfboards _UK. And they're on Instagram. Basically, it's list your surfboard. You send a photo of your board with what you want to sell it for. The guy will post a picture of it, and if people are interested, they can contact, and you can sell your board. And it's all for free. And it's on Instagram, so that is Secondhand Surfboards _UK.
Yeah, that's really cool because
there's so much on there already.
Yeah, and also I don't think there are many surfers that go out and buy brand new boards like that, because they're so expensive.
I was at the Wave today and I saw a Skin Dog board, a nice black one in there, and I was like, oh.
Took their own board?
No, yeah, I went into the cafe bit afterwards, and there's one in there.
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
you didn't want to half-inch it.
It's like a 9-foot board.
just gonna take this for a walk.
Yeah, it's a proper lovely board. That was. It was. Just, yeah. It was just.
I think Pete's just slipped into some kind of surfing coma.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's a Skin Dog board, so it's a Ben Skinner board, and the thing was just like
a work of art.
Yeah, I went there with my wife, and I was tempted to see if I could trade her in.
I knew you were going to say that, and I knew I could see you trying to form those words in the nicest possible sentence, but it's a horrible sentence.
It's not. It's not. That board is a thing of beauty. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
You're so cruel.
Oh, anyway. So get in contact on our competition. Send us your surf stories to the UK Surf Show at gmail.com.
Or we can be found on Instagram at the UK Surf Show.
Yep. Twitter, Facebook, we're there too. Send us, so for this competition, send us your surfing stories.
We are going to read them out, so please keep that in mind.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be clean, we're not.
We'll read them out anyway.
We'll read them out anyway.
But we just don't want you to get embarrassed.
Yeah, it can be funny, it can be emotional. It doesn't even have to be about surfing. If you went on a surfing trip with your mates, and, I had someone send a message, I haven't got any surfing stories. If you've been on a surfing trip with your mates and funny stuff's gone down, send us that. If it's funny enough, or if it's good enough, or if it's moving enough, you might have been on a surfing trip and met the love of your life, like I did at the Wave today when I saw that board. But it could be anything like that. So, get in contact. Find us on iTunes or Spotify, on YouTube. If you can, subscribe. Please leave us a review.
It all really does help, actually.
Really,
so
really
if
does.
you have got 5 minutes, we would really appreciate it.
Yeah. So, anyone left to say is goodbye to you today.
Goodbye.